The cold metal surfaces of the Deep Space Monitoring Station hummed with quiet electronic energy. June Park sat motionless, his fingers hovering above multiple holographic displays, eyes scanning countless streams of incoming data. Another typical midnight shift at the outer rim listening post seemed destined to pass without incident. Suddenly, a faint pulse caught his attention. Most communication specialists would have missed it, a barely perceptible disruption in the quantum communication bandwidth. But June was different. His instincts, honed by years of monitoring impossible signals, triggered an immediate response. The encrypted transmission flickered across his screen, revealing fragmented pieces of a message that seemed to originate from beyond known galactic mapping zones. Distorted audio snippets mixed with mathematical coordinates that didn't match any standard star charts. Something was profoundly wrong. June's hands moved with practiced precision, isolating the signal, running complex decryption algorithms. Each layer he peeled back revealed more questions than answers. The transmission carried an urgency that sent chills down his spine, desperation encoded in mathematical patterns that spoke of imminent destruction. The coordinates suggested a region approximately 3.2 million light-years from Earth, in a sector previously marked as uninhabited. Yet this signal suggested otherwise. Fragmented images flickered briefly, glimpses of massive technological structures, scenes of what appeared to be systematic destruction, alien landscapes burning under unknown weapons. Within minutes, June had compiled a preliminary report. The signal contained multiple layers of communication, each more complex than traditional human or known alien communication protocols. It wasn't just a message, it was a cry for help, mathematically structured to attract attention from any potentially advanced civilization. Military Communications Headquarters received his report within 30 minutes. Senior officers gathered, reviewing the unusual transmission. Some dismissed it as potential electronic noise, while others recognized the transmission's sophisticated design. Admiral Helena Rodriguez, head of Deep Space Exploration, studied the data carefully. Her reputation for calculated decision-making was legendary. She understood that this wasn't just another random signal, this was something different. "Run full spectrum analysis," she commanded. "Cross-reference with every known communication database we have." Technicians worked furiously, running quantum-level decryption processes. Each result confirmed June's initial assessment: this was a genuine distress signal from an unknown civilization facing total annihilation. The signal's complexity suggested an advanced technological society, capable of creating multi-layered communication that could traverse incredible distances. But something had pushed them to the brink of extinction, forcing them to broadcast a desperate plea for intervention. Debate erupted among military leadership. Some argued for immediate reconnaissance missions, while conservative elements suggested caution. The potential risks of engaging with an unknown civilization during an apparent conflict were substantial. June watched the discussions, knowing his discovery might change humanity's understanding of interstellar dynamics forever. The signal represented more than just a communication, it was a potential gateway to first contact, to understanding threats that existed beyond human comprehension. As hours passed, the transmission continued to cycle, its mathematical patterns revealing incremental details about the civilization under threat. Advanced technological signatures suggested they were not primitive, they were a society facing complete systemic collapse. Admiral Rodriguez made her decision. A specialized reconnaissance team would be assembled, equipped with advanced scanning and communication technologies. June Park would be part of that team, given his unique ability to understand the original transmission. The universe, it seemed, had just presented humanity with its most significant challenge. A distant civilization's desperate signal had punched through the quiet darkness of space, demanding attention, promising mysteries that could reshape everything humans understood about their place in the cosmos. Something extraordinary was about to begin. The massive exploration vessel, Horizon Explorer, cut through the darkness of space like a silent predator. Fleet Commander Hyun Kim stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the holographic displays that mapped their approach to the mysterious coordinates. 3 weeks had passed since receiving June Park's encrypted transmission. The fleet consisted of 5 specialized vessels, each designed for different potential scenarios of first contact or conflict. Advanced sensors probed ahead, creating intricate dimensional maps of the approaching star system. The first signs of trouble appeared gradually. Debris fields began to materialize, massive fragments of destroyed spacecraft drifting in complex patterns. These weren't random asteroid collections, but the remnants of systematic destruction. Something brutal had happened here. "Thermal signatures detected," announced Lieutenant Park, her voice steady but tense. "Multiple active energy sources in the central star system." Hyun watched as the holographic display transformed, revealing a complex network of planetary bodies surrounded by what could only be described as a war zone. Massive technological structures hung in space, some intact, many shattered into countless pieces. Detailed scans revealed something extraordinary. This wasn't a simple conflict between two civilizations. Multiple alien species were locked in a multi-dimensional war that defied traditional understanding of interstellar combat. Energy weapons fired across vast distances, creating spectacular but deadly light shows that illuminated the darkness. Three distinct technological signatures emerged. The first, a crystalline-based civilization with energy manipulation capabilities. The second, a biomechanical species with adaptive technological infrastructure. The third, a more traditional mechanical civilization with massive weapon platforms. "They're destroying each other," Hyun muttered, understanding the scale of the conflict. "And they don't even realize how close they are to mutual extinction." The human fleet remained undetected, carefully analyzing the complex battle dynamics. Each alien species demonstrated remarkable technological capabilities, yet they were so focused on mutual destruction that they failed to notice the silent observers. Detailed analysis revealed the conflict's roots. Limited resources, territorial disputes, and generations of accumulated hatred had pushed these civilizations beyond rational conflict. They were fighting not just for survival, but for complete annihilation of their competitors. "We're detecting communication frequencies," Lieutenant Park reported. "Their transmission protocols are complex but not incomprehensible." Hyun made a critical decision. Instead of direct intervention, they would observe, collect data, and understand the complete context of this interstellar conflict. Humanity's first major exploration beyond known space would be a calculated, careful mission. Automated drones were deployed, creating a comprehensive mapping of the conflict zone. Each drone carried advanced sensors capable of capturing microscopic details about the technological and biological characteristics of the warring civilizations. The most surprising discovery came from analyzing their weapon systems. Despite their advanced technologies, these civilizations were surprisingly vulnerable. Their weapons, while devastating, followed predictable patterns. A technologically adaptive force could potentially neutralize their entire conflict with minimal casualties. "They don't even see the bigger picture," Hyun explained to his senior officers. "They're so focused on destroying each other that they're blind to their own potential extinction." As hours turned into days, the human fleet continued its silent observation. They were no longer just explorers, they had become potential game changers in an interstellar conflict that had raged for generations. The universe had just presented humanity with its most significant challenge. A distant civilization's desperate signal had transformed into something more, an opportunity to understand the complex dynamics of interstellar conflict, and potentially prevent total destruction. Something extraordinary was about to unfold. The communication chamber aboard the Horizon Explorer hummed with tension as Yun Li prepared to initiate first contact. Her fingers moved delicately across quantum translation interfaces, carefully calibrating communication protocols that might bridge impossible gaps between species. Daquan stood nearby, his analytical mind processing countless potential scenarios. Intelligence reports suggested these alien civilizations had been fighting for over 12 generations, a conflict so deeply rooted that peaceful resolution seemed impossible. Initial contact happened unexpectedly. A damaged alien communication array, barely functional, responded to their carefully constructed transmission. The first voice that emerged was unlike anything humans had ever heard, a complex blend of mathematical frequencies and emotional vibrations that spoke of profound suffering. "We are the VAR-KAL Collective," the transmission announced. "Who approaches our dying territories?" Yun's response was calculated and precise. She transmitted a message of peaceful intention, showcasing humanity's technological capabilities while demonstrating no aggressive posture. Each word was carefully chosen, each frequency meticulously managed. Day's analysis revealed shocking details. The conflict wasn't simply about territory or resources. It was a multi-generational war driven by complex genetic memories, cultural traumas, and technological misunderstandings that had escalated beyond rational comprehension. The three primary civilizations, VAR-KAL Collective, Mech Syndicate, and Crystalline Confederation, had been locked in a conflict that had already destroyed multiple star systems. Billions had died. Entire planetary ecosystems had been transformed into radioactive wastelands. What made the conflict truly tragic was its fundamental irrationality. Each civilization possessed technological capabilities that could have transformed their societies, yet they chose continuous warfare. Their hate had become more important than their survival. Yun discovered something remarkable during communication attempts. These alien species, despite their technological differences, shared fundamental psychological patterns with humans. They experienced fear, hope, desperation, emotions that transcended biological structures. Humans are different, Day observed, analyzing communication patterns. We adapt. We negotiate. We find solutions where others see only conflict. The diplomatic team's approach was revolutionary. Instead of taking sides, they proposed a comprehensive mediation strategy. They would not fight for any civilization but would create a framework for potential peace. Detailed intelligence revealed the conflict's root causes. The VAR-KAL Collective believed their genetic lineage was superior. The Mech Syndicate saw biological life as inefficient. The Crystalline Confederation considered themselves the universe's ultimate evolutionary design. Each civilization had logical reasons for their perspective and equally compelling reasons why they couldn't coexist. Generations of warfare had created psychological barriers that seemed insurmountable. Yun's breakthrough came through an unexpected channel. By demonstrating humanity's own complex history, showing how they had overcome significant internal conflicts, she created a model of potential resolution. Strategic assessments suggested humanity could be a neutral, technologically advanced mediator. Their lack of direct involvement in the current conflict, combined with their adaptive capabilities, positioned them uniquely. "We are not here to conquer," Yun transmitted. "We are here to help you understand each other." The alien civilizations, exhausted by generations of warfare, began to listen. For the first time in centuries, something resembling hope emerged in their communications. Day's analysis showed a 63.7% potential for peaceful resolution if careful, systematic diplomatic approaches were implemented. Humanity had transformed from silent observers to potential galactic peacemakers. The universe watched, waiting to see if these strange human beings could accomplish what seemed impossible, bringing peace to a conflict older than their entire civilization. Something extraordinary was about to begin. The moment of intervention arrived with calculated precision. Ji-hoon Park studied the holographic battlefield, his fingers dancing across tactical interfaces that transformed complex chaos into strategic opportunity. Behind him, Soo-jin monitored weapon systems that represented humanity's most advanced technological achievements. A sudden attack by the Mech Syndicate against the VAR-KAL Collective territories triggered the human fleet's response. Instead of direct confrontation, they demonstrated something entirely unexpected: strategic neutralization without massive destruction. Quantum interference fields deployed from human vessels created extraordinary effects. Weapon systems across multiple alien platforms suddenly became inoperable. Energy weapons transformed into useless technological relics. Massive battleships found themselves drifting, completely disabled but unharmed. "We are not your enemy," Ji-hoon transmitted. "We are here to stop the conflict." The alien civilizations watched in astonishment. Human technology seemed to operate beyond their comprehension. They could disable entire weapon networks without firing a single destructive shot. This was warfare redefined: strategic intervention through technological superiority and calculated restraint. Soo-jin's tactical team demonstrated remarkable adaptability. Each alien technological approach was met with a precise, non-destructive countermeasure. Defensive shields became permeable. Communication networks were temporarily disrupted. Complex battle formations dissolved without a single casualty. The Crystalline Confederation, known for their rigid technological protocols, found themselves completely outmaneuvered. Their most advanced weapon systems became ineffective against human technological adaptability. For the first time in generations, they experienced strategic vulnerability. Diplomatic channels opened simultaneously. While military operations demonstrated human capabilities, negotiation teams worked tirelessly to create frameworks for potential peace. They presented comprehensive models of conflict resolution that went beyond traditional military interventions. Intelligence reports revealed something profound. Humans weren't just technologically advanced, they were psychologically flexible. They could simultaneously demonstrate overwhelming capability and genuine compassion. This combination terrified and fascinated the alien civilizations. Ji-hoon's strategy was revolutionary. Instead of conquering or destroying, humans presented themselves as potential mediators. They showcased their own complex historical conflicts, how humanity had overcome seemingly impossible divisions to create collaborative societies. Tactical engagements became demonstrations of restraint. Human vessels could have easily destroyed entire planetary systems, yet they chose precision and minimal intervention. Each action was calculated to reduce conflict, not escalate destruction. The alien civilizations began to recognize humans as something unprecedented, a species capable of understanding complex conflict dynamics while maintaining technological superiority. They were neither conquerors nor passive observers, but active problem solvers. Sujin's tactical teams developed unique intervention protocols. They could disable entire technological networks without causing permanent damage. Weapon systems became temporarily non-functional. Communication channels remained open. No lives were lost. Diplomatic negotiations revealed humanity's true strength. They presented comprehensive frameworks that addressed fundamental issues driving the conflict: resource distribution, technological exchange, and cultural understanding. The VAR-KAL Collective was the first to formally recognize humans as potential allies. Their communication suggested a mixture of respect, fear, and hope. Humans represented a completely new model of interstellar interaction. "We can help you rebuild," Ji-hoon transmitted. "But only if you choose cooperation over destruction." Massive technological platforms that had been instruments of war now became potential sites of collaborative reconstruction. Human teams began presenting models of shared technological development, showing how competitive societies could transform into cooperative networks. The universe watched this unprecedented intervention. A young species, barely understood, had entered a generations-old conflict and transformed its fundamental dynamics without firing a destructive weapon. Something extraordinary was happening. Humanity was rewriting the rules of interstellar engagement, demonstrating that true power wasn't about destruction, but about understanding and creative problem-solving. The potential for a new galactic order emerged not through conquest, but through intelligent, compassionate intervention. 5 years after the initial intervention, a new galactic landscape emerged. Min Park stood on the central diplomatic platform of the Interstellar Cooperation Center, representing humanity's most significant achievement in cosmic diplomacy. The original distress signal that had brought humans into this complex conflict now seemed like a distant memory. What began as a desperate transmission had transformed into a revolutionary moment of galactic reconciliation. Sung Choi managed the intricate networks of interstellar relations, coordinating technological and cultural exchanges that would have been impossible just half a decade earlier. The three primary alien civilizations, VAR-KAL Collective, Mech Syndicate, and Crystalline Confederation, now sat alongside humans in collaborative councils. Technological exchanges revealed extraordinary possibilities. The Mech Syndicate's advanced computational systems merged with human adaptive programming. Crystalline Confederation's energy manipulation techniques combined with human quantum computing. The VAR-KAL Collective's biological engineering found new dimensions through human genetic research. What made this cooperation unique was its fundamental approach. Instead of competition, they sought mutual understanding. Each civilization brought unique strengths, creating a framework of collaborative development that transcended previous conflicts. Min Park's diplomatic strategy focused on creating transparent communication protocols. Regular cultural exchanges, joint scientific missions, and shared educational programs became the new standard. Young members from each civilization began studying together, learning about each other's histories, challenges, and potential. The economic transformations were equally remarkable. Resources that were once used for warfare now powered massive reconstruction and exploration projects. Entire star systems that had been battlegrounds were now being transformed into collaborative research zones. Sun Choi's team developed complex algorithms that could predict and prevent potential conflicts before they emerged. These systems combined psychological, technological, and cultural data, creating a predictive framework for peaceful interaction. The original distress signal became a symbol of hope. Educational systems across multiple civilizations taught it as a pivotal moment, the moment when a random transmission changed the course of galactic history. Humans were no longer seen as newcomers but as critical bridge builders. Technological achievements became shared accomplishments. A space station constructed through combined efforts of all four civilizations became a symbol of this new collaborative approach. Its design incorporated architectural and engineering principles from each civilization, representing true cosmic unity. Medical breakthroughs emerged from these collaborations. Diseases that had been impossible to cure now found solutions through combined research. Biological limitations that seemed insurmountable were gradually overcome through shared knowledge. Min Park understood the profound nature of this transformation. Humanity had entered the galactic stage not as conquerors, but as collaborators. Their ability to listen, adapt, and find creative solutions had become their greatest strength. Diplomatic councils now included representatives from multiple species. Complex translation technologies allowed instant, nuanced communication. Cultural differences were celebrated, not seen as barriers. The economic models transformed completely. Resources were no longer hoarded but shared. Technological advancements were distributed equitably. Each civilization contributed and benefited, creating a truly cooperative framework. Sun Choi's predictive models showed something extraordinary. The probability of large-scale conflicts had dropped by 94%. The framework they had created was self-sustaining, with built-in mechanisms for understanding and resolving potential tensions. The universe had witnessed a remarkable transformation. A single distress signal had brought humanity into a complex conflict, and through intelligence, compassion, and strategic thinking, they had helped create a new model of interstellar cooperation. Min Park looked out at the gathered representatives, biological, mechanical, crystalline, and saw something unprecedented. Not just peace, but genuine potential for collective growth. Something extraordinary had happened. Humanity had not just joined the galactic community, they had fundamentally changed its understanding of cooperation. A new chapter in cosmic history had begun.